Welcome back to Vampyr. In the last episode, as you can saw right there in the bottom right, we got a few new little toys to play with, a couple new abilities. We're going to try those out in this episode. But what is also very important is, this district is healthy, so we don't need to bother with the hospital. This is a worry. We do need to go and heal these people. And Whitechapel is sort of fine, although what I think I'm gonna do, let me have a quick look at the map. I think I'm gonna go to the docks, quickly heal those people, then go talk to Lady Ashbury for a new dialogue, and then we're gonna kill Dorothea. So let's do that. I'll have another quick look at what exactly the abilities do. None of them have any cost, which is great. Blood barrier on 3, coagulation on 4, and an ultimate ability on 5. Alright. Since it doesn't cost anything. Okay, I can't do it if I'm not in combat. Actually, wait a second. Healthy. He's got a headache. We might as well.
Good evening,
while we're
Dr.
here.
Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
I only have one treatment for a headache. But
Do you need any medical?
Yes,
Goodbye.
I didn't need headache medicine for the people in the docks, or at the docks, whatever it is. Let me just... Yeah, I'm going the right way. So I might as well use it here. And we'll make our way to the docks.
Crush the leech, boys!
Haven't played in a few days, so I need to get used to the mechanics again. There's 3 different groups of enemies fighting here. There's a beast, there's skulls, and there's freedom guards.
Die, beast! He's dead!
Alright. What? Was that a grenade? That was surprising. Which way do I have to go? This way. And now, let's this. Okay. Ow. You can leave me alone. Huh, can't shoot around the cart. Ow. Oh. Yep, that's nice. Ow. Alright. I think we've checked out the abilities now. I'll just do my ultimate once. Yep, that was a lot of damage. Ow. Alright, I've seen enough. Ow. Alright, so we can massacre groups of enemies now. That's good to know. I think I'm going to do a quick cut here, because you don't want to see me running to heal those people on the docks. And I'm going to see you when I'm where I need to be. Here.
Indeed. Take
Here.
this.
And
I'll
here.
try my best.
Alright, We're back at Lady Ashbury's mansion. I had a couple meetings with a few vampires on the way. I still hate them as enemies. Let's go visit her. I came very close to dying. Alright. Oh, I can actually walk around in here. That's cool. Let me just take everything. Maybe I can find out a bit more about her as well while we're here. Where is she? Personal diary. 9th of May 1913. Tonight I went with Mother visiting the sick of the East End. It had been a long time since I went in this sad part of town. To see her talking and listening to those poor people moved me beyond words. She really tries to make a difference and really tries to help these men and women. She also killed one of them tonight. It happened so quickly I did not even notice she had vanished. But when she reappeared she looked so much more alive, more vivid. I immediately knew what had just happened. She took a life and I saw nothing. We returned home without a word. If I ever become like her, I won't feed on the dying. I will kill the guilty and the brutes wherever they hide. Well, she's apparently had a change of heart. 13th September 1914. This afternoon 2 men tried to corner me in a back alley while I was campaigning for the women's right to vote. I called for help as loud as I could, like Mother told me. I don't know what would have happened if a soldier had not ordered them to leave me alone. He then walked me back home and tried to kiss me. I refused. He did not say a word and left. The whole story made me so sad I was still crying when Mother woke up after the night had come. I told her the whole truth and she held me against her chest. Then we went to the theatre to see Doris Fletcher in a new play. I think I'm a little bit frustrated that Mother did not rush out to make them all pay. If I were a vampire, I would not be that merciful. 15th of September 1914. We had a terrible argument with Mother last night, as she refused once again to turn me into an immortal. When I reminded her of what had happened to me in that street with those 2 men, and how things would have been different if I had been like her, or if they had carried weapons, she simply smiled and told me that to be part of this world meant to be ready to face it. I'm not sure I understand what she means, but it drives me crazy. I left home in the middle of the night to see Emily at her house, and I spent the whole day there. Maybe it's time for me to leave Mother's house and live my life, just like Emily. I love Mother so much, but it frustrates me so when she refuses to talk about my conversion. 17th of February 1915. Tonight I'm as sad as I am excited, for I'm about to leave this house for good. Mother has agreed to let me have my own flat in the West End, as long as it's not too far from her house. I had to promise her I would be very careful. I told her how much I love her and she told me she was proud of me. I understand now that she only wants me to be as strong and independent as she is. I must admit I am very thankful for all she taught me through these years. She made the woman I am today. Now it's time for me to choose where to go from here. Whatever I'm going to do with my life is up to me. All I know is this: if I ever chose to become an immortal, I will not involve my mother in my choice. For this is my life and I'm responsible for my actions. Elizabeth's daughter, actually, perhaps. Charlotte Ashbury. Interesting. She's probably somewhere around there. Alright, but where is Elizabeth? Upstairs, I guess, but... Is there anything else I can take? No. Let's head up then. This looks a bit convoluted here. There's no need to make the house like this.
It's locked.
Of course it's locked.
It's...
Dracula. To the inspiring Lady Ashbury. There are darknesses in life and there are lights, and you are one of the lights, the light of all lights. Bram Stoker, 4th of August, 1897.
locked, all right.
Alright. Wait, was that something I could... No. Alright. You in here? Yep. Don't worry about me taking all this stuff and reading your notes and stuff. Something around here? No.
Hello again, Jonathan. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Sorry to disturb you again, but could you spare me a few minutes?
Of course, my dear. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
Concerning your investigation,
Yes?
are you truly seeking to identify my maker?
I cannot promise you anything, but yes. I am conducting some research of my own.
Do you know if the epidemic has affected many people in the West End?
I confess I've been more concerned by events in the East End. The wealthy have more efficient ways of dealing with infection.
But this is no common epidemic.
That is true. I must tell my daughter to stay at home for a few days. But the girl is stubborn and fiercely independent, much like her mother.
Do you think we shall ever see better days? Or at least, better nights?
I know not, Jonathan. I have seen some horrid days in my long lifetime. Experience has taught me that one cannot outrun the fates.
Will you tell me your story one day, Lady Ashbury?
One of them, perhaps. I have had so many lives, Jonathan. Eternity may not be enough to relate them all.
When all of this is over, the war and the epidemic, we could leave the city for a while. Travel around Europe, you and I.
Traveling is always so complicated for us poor creatures of the night. But yes, I would be glad to travel the world with you, my dear.
Goodbye, Elizabeth.
Alright. That was less information than I thought we'd get. I mean, we now know she has a daughter, but that's about it. Well, we're off to Dorothy then. Putting an end to, well, her misery. The question is just what's the quickest way to get there, probably around here. And, well, we're probably gonna find some more enemies along the way. Oh god. Please oh god, I have to go that way. Actually though, can I just avoid them?
Filthy piece of shit!
Maybe I can help him a bit. Don't shoot at me, I'm trying to help you, dude. Ow. Nice. It's helping occasionally. That was unnecessary loss of life. Come on, I need some blood. That was not worth it. Then again, I'm back to full life, so it wasn't so bad. I got 2 good handle parts, which I will happily take. Do I need to go this way? No, actually, I need to go through here. Can I investigate that blood? No, I can't. Was this where I followed Mary? Or have I ever even been here?
It's locked, all right.
What is that? I don't think I've been down there before. Oh god. What is going on here? I am unsure about what happened there. I mean, I'd like to see what's going on. For some reason I can't run anymore.
No, this one ain't on our list. Well, that's one less anyway. It'll make McCullum happy.
Alright. I can run again.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
Early is good. Like that. That was like 3 hours of gameplay before that. I mean, sure, it was just around here in a similar area, but... Oh, 28. Yeah, quite a bit higher level.
Pillage all you deserve! Want some of that?
They're not too bad though. Oops. Press the wrong key again, that's what I wanted. Didn't really help me anything, but... Alright. Can I bite him or what can I do for that? Oops. Didn't mean to do that. I wanted to know what the purpose of this is.
I'll send you to hell.
Ow. Leave me alone. Oh god, I'm almost dead. First threat. Alright. As usual with the collectibles, we'll check them out later. I'm slowly healing back up, which is nice. I can unlock that door now, can't I? Yeah. So the game was basically just forcing me to see this cutscene from up there. That something I can open? Yes. That as well. But the enemies are getting stronger and stronger around here. I'll have another quick look at what's going on there. Ill form, dazzled spell.
I cannot enter.
I'm not too unhappy that I can't go through there. Don't even want to know what that thing does. Alright, this way. Around here then. And up there, yep. Alright, so getting ready for this. Can I just... No, I can't. Can I do that? That was the wrong one, but alright. What I wanted to do was equip the pistol. And just do a quick check. No, that's fine. Alright. Let's go and fight Dorothy. Just because I'm here anyway, is there anyone I should heal in Whitechapel that's around? Well, if I see them... I can't really heal most of them. I could heal these two. I think Xiaoshun is right there, so I'm gonna do that quickly. Or not. Who's that? There she is. Quick, take some medicine.
How do you...
This button. There you go.
Goodbye.
Alright. So, now, on to Dorothy. Which way? In there. I think. Not in there. Yep, still haven't gotten back to the directions.
Who
In
distribute
here.
flowers at this hour of night?
Somewhere. Yeah. Alright. We're like 10 levels higher. Let's see if we can deal with her now. I just need to remember... Actually, I can pull up the barrier right now. I think that's... Well, that's good for 5 seconds. It's already gone again. Ow, ow. God. Not... Wrong button. Jesus Christ. Not a good start. Alright. Alright. And she's dead. Ow. Yep, I forgot about that. She was one of those. Treatment for headache, glass vials. Medical voucher, treatment for cold and fatigue. A lot of ingredients. Codeine, potassium permangate, ergotamine, opium. There was a lot of stuff in there. Alright. That was the last of it. Medical voucher. Okay, it was just one of those. Pretty useless then. Alright. Do we have anything else left in here other than that rogue skull? Or did I check out everything? I've used a small key, so probably. Is there really nothing left in here? Other than you? I mean, I've got... Wait, what is that? A door over there. What? Letter to Nurse Crane. London, the 31st of October. My dear Dorothea, when you read this letter, I will be on the boat that will take Anton and me back to Brasov. England was not for us, and I confess I cannot wait to see again the proud hills of Transylvania. As soon as we are there, I promise I'll light a candle in the Black Church and pray for you to survive this terrible epidemic. Well, those prayers weren't very helpful. I know that you do not agree with this decision, and that you are determined to be more useful by helping our comrades exiled in the East End. But Anton cannot wait to return to our beloved country, and see our long-awaited revolution bloom. He is my husband. I will stay by his side. I know we had our arguments and our fights. I know you would have wanted me to stand by your side and help you manage this clinic of yours. But now that I'm leaving England, be assured that if anything would happen to you, if you ever were in great trouble or danger, I would come back immediately to London, with or without Anton. Please think of me as much as I think of you. I'm your affectionate sister, Theodora. That hint isn't going to be of much use anymore. Alright. Anything around here? No. Fine. Fine, I'm going. Alright, now that we've... Wait. Oh, that's just Darius' house. Well, we can take a few... Oh. Another thing. More ingredients.
It's locked.
That thing is locked. Well, I'd probably have to kill him for it. Which I'm not going to do, so that will stay locked, I guess.
You distribute flowers at this hour of night.
Cadigan. Alright. Why are these markers always appearing? Oops. Next thing to do is probably going to the West End then. Though I might want to restock on serums. Where's the closest hideout? Here. Let's go to that quickly. Because if there's more enemies around there that are as strong as vampires, then I don't want to go there unprepared. I'm definitely going to refill. One shotgun shell. Great. And let's see. I don't know the recipe for it. That's a shame. Actually, yeah. That was the one I didn't want to fill up those. How's the hacksaw? Nope, still need 2 good handle parts. I have already done that. Fine. And that is already maxed. Does anything here give me good handle parts? No. No. Alright. Let's leave again. Let's present ourselves at the Ascalon Club. Which way do I have to go? Left. Then, well, sort of just straight.
The Swanborough cordial can be the
Who's
answer to
that?
all your
Benjamin.
problems. As long
Do I
as
have
you the
anything to
money.
heal
Good
Naranja?
evening, Ben.
I'm afraid.
I don't.
A gun?
That means Benjamin might be somewhere around here though, right? And he's got a cold.
How
if
are
I
you?
remember
your-
correctly.
Do you
Fatigue,
need...
well.
There you go. Goodbye.
Alright. That should at least keep the district stable. Alright. This way. That's where we came in as well. If I remember correctly. And now we've opened that door. I don't have a good feeling going
The
around
West
here.
End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Yeah, this way. Of course we had to go this way. Past this dude. What? Oh, she's just got a shotgun. I can deal with that. Ow. Even if he's level 26. Alright. Relatively easy to deal with. That was not very necessary. Alright. Oh god, level 29. I don't want to deal with you right now. But if you're being attacked, then I might have to. The question is, where are you? Oh, you're over there. Can I? I can lock onto her. Ow. That was unfortunate. Ow. Yep. Ow. Ow. Ah. Alright, one of them down. Now it's just her left. And I can deal with her relatively easily. Yep. And go. Oh, get away, Jonathan. Good. Good, good, good. Anything around here? Why did it just change to West End District Stable? Why did that just show? And did she not drop anything? That is annoying. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming to help you. Wherever you are. No, that's a rat. I was like, that's not you, is it? Okay, can't go through there. Where are you then? Can I go in here? No. Do I need to help him from the other side? That's possible. Yeah, someone. Oh god. No, I'm not from Ascalon. Leave me alone. Ow. Okay. Ow. that didn't help. Alright, that should go. Alright, we're almost there. Yep, there we go. Another good handle part. Just need one more. Alignment of stars, new investigation. Talk and check on the exhausted man. Oh, was that the vampire who was in there with him and he came out? That makes sense. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need help, sir?
I think I'm fine. But what happened to my jailer? Be careful. He's as vicious as he is strong.
You don't have to worry about him anymore.
And he's as strong as he's dead.
What happened here?
I am Tadao Kimura. I was imprisoned by this lunatic for several days. I thought I was going to die here.
You're not going to die now, Mr. Kimura. If you hurry, you should be able to get home safely.
It seems that I owe you my life. You have all my gratitude, Dr. Reed, since it is the most precious thing I possess.
Don't worry, Kimura.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura.
I'll take your gratitude. The question is, why don't you just stay here? I mean, this looks like a beautiful place. Got a new collectible. Codeine cigarette case. And what do we have here? Some more ingredients. Although it is a nice place, it's a bit small though, so I can understand why you would want to go back. Where am I actually going? Who would have thought I'm going the complete wrong way again?
Get your weapons ready! We found one!
While I'm here,
It ain't human! Kill it!
get some... Oh, lag. Get some more practice in.
Fuck, he's fast!
Fuck, he's fast. Yep. Come on, come down here.
Oh, that's got
You're
me
incapable
smart.
of doing so. Oh, how... What a shame. I can't pick those things up until you do so, though. Alright. Temple covered markers. Temple garden. We'll see those later. For now, let's head to where we are supposed to go. Which I'm finally, well, going in the right direction. Can I go in here? No, I can't. Anyone around here? I can go here. That's nice. Reed's Mansion, District Stable. Who is... Oh, that's my house. I was like, Reed's Mansion. Who is Reed? I'm Reed. Reed Mansion, 8th of March 1908. My dear Avery, as I already told you several days ago, I may be forced to leave England, if only for a few months. While I'm away and until my son comes back to London, I want you to take the best care of our house. I already made the entire necessary arrangements to have your wages increased and paid as long as you'll work. You promised me you'd protect my dear wife and serve her to the best of your ability. For that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. If I am never to return, you are the only man I fully trust. Believe me, your most affectionate friend, Aubrey Reed. Alright, so Avery is apparently our family's butler, and Aubrey is our father, I would assume. That's Avery, alright. Hey Avery, I'm back. You missed me?
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan? I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were... Oh, sir, your poor sister. What a tragedy.
I know, Avery. I know about my sister's murder.
Miss Reed expected you to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been, Mr. Jonathan? We needed you here.
Well, I've technically killed her twice.
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reed is very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police? What happened?
Miss Reed was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's resting now.
Has she received appropriate medical care?
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic that they can only accept patients infected by influenza.
It's probably a good call, to be honest.
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip. Somewhere sunny, like France. She has always been very fond of France. I think leaving London could do her good.
I'm afraid Miss Reed is too frail for the moment. Recently, she started going out at night without remembering it. I have to watch her carefully.
Don't tell me she's turned into a vampire as well.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews. I'll stay, sir.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir, but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I, no one else attended your sister's funeral.
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery. But I'm sorry, I simply could not attend.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great deal during these difficult days.
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I lived.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that empty. But you're here now, sir, so my task is not over.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
Of course, Avery.
Do you really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say. Speak your mind, Avery.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
I really don't know. I have always enjoyed seeing new horizons. Once the epidemic is over, it would be nice to leave London for a while.
I understand, Mr. Jonathan. But you have to realize that your mother needs you. Your next departure could break her heart.
I will...
Goodbye, Avery.
I will keep that
Please
in
watch
mind.
over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. But please return as soon as possible.
I'm gonna have a talk with her as well. See what she remembers from that time where, well, her daughter tried to kill her son. I don't know, stairs here? Or a door? Where is my mother? Oh, I forgot. That was just a room. Alright. Presume she's upstairs. Yep, she is here. I need a
It's
key for
locked,
that.
all right.
Alright. Where'd you go? Not in here either. Interesting. Hideout unlocked. Wait, did you go? Refill those. I'm not going to sleep now. I've got enough treatments. I'm still missing one. No, I've got enough finally for the perfect hacksaw. That is such a massive damage boost. But I don't have any aluminium parts. I could either increase the damage or absorb more blood points. Well, at least that gives us more time to decide on what we want to do. That was the wrong door. Although, wait a second. I can speak with her right now. I'll look at the door later.
Mother, good evening.
Jonathan! Is it you? Where have you been, my prodigal son?
I'm right here, Mother. I'm finally home.
Yes, but this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now found. But where is your sister? Where is Mary?
Mary? She is gone, Mother.
I know she's gone. The question is, when will she return as you have? I miss my grandson so much. It's been days since their last visit.
She had a son? Oh.
Mother, do you know what's been going on in this area?
Not really. I don't go out much due to the epidemic, and when I do, I tend to get lost.
What do you mean you get lost? I hope you don't go outside alone.
Of course not. When I go out, your father always comes with me, but he leaves me there sometimes, and I have trouble finding the way back.
Have you returned to Whitechapel Cemetery since Mary's funeral?
I never want to go back to that awful place. Wait. I think I went back once.
She remembers.
And you were there too. And Mary? No, that can't be true.
It was just a bad dream, Mother.
A nightmare, yes. Mary was so angry. I walked back home alone. If that kind policeman had not called Avery from the station, I don't know what would have happened.
Tell me, Mother, how are you? All alone in this big house with only Avery to take care of you.
I'm sad most of the time. Sad that you have left me here alone. Sad that you don't tell me when you come or go.
I'm so sorry, Mother. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I was coming home. I was home. London, the Thames. And then it happened.
What happened, Johnny?
I lost my way. Somewhere between the boat and the house, my life changed completely.
You should have told me, Johnny. I would have understood. You always were a secretive little boy.
Are you working on a new painting?
Not recently. I have trouble focusing on my subject, and my mind quickly drifts. It's the same thing when I try to write poetry.
I recently met a talented painter with an excellent technique. I wish you two could meet. I'm sure you'd like her.
I'd be glad to meet her. What is her name? Is she famous? Is she dead too?
She's not famous, and her name is of no importance. And yes, she is also dead.
The important thing is, I hope you two get along. If she ever fancies meeting your mother, I'd be glad to welcome her into my home.
Where is this "is she dead too" thing coming from?
Do you need anything, Mother? Can I help you?
I just want you to stay with me, Jonathan. Your room is ready. I asked Avery to make your bed.
I'll stay as long as I can, I promise. Do you need anything else?
Just one thing. Stop staring at me like that. As much as I love you, it breaks my heart to look at those empty and dead eyes.
Do you think Avery is right? Do you think I should take better care of you?
I don't blame you, but you abandoned me, son. A mother should not survive her children. It's unbearable to know you're not here anymore.
How does she know that, by the way?
I know I have failed you since I returned. I even watched you bury Mary from a distance. From now on, I will protect you. You have my word.
You don't have to apologize to me, Johnny. Do you think I did not notice how much you have changed?
Have I changed that much, Mother? Am I still your son?
You are still, and you'll always be. Despite your pale skin, your bloody eyes, and that echoing sadness in your voice.
Why do you say Mary is visiting you, Mother? You know that's impossible.
Why should it be? Are you not standing in front of me right now? Why should it be any different with your sister?
But Mary really is dead, Mother.
Yes. And are you not dead too? Isn't your father dead? And my grandson? And my son-in-law? You're all gone. But you all still visit me from time to time.
But I'm not dead, Mother. I'm really here, talking to you, trying not to cry.
Oh, it breaks my heart to have to tell you this. But of course you're dead, my darling boy. Just look at you, as pale as my Mary.
Goodbye, Mother. Try to rest now.
Goodbye, son. Please come back soon.
Perhaps. Alright. Let's go out onto the balcony.
Mary?
Actually, what is that? A small key. Where would that fit? There was a room downstairs, wasn't there? Yep. I think, or was it upstairs? Was that not it? No, the room was upstairs. Run, Jonathan, run. That was the room. An ink pen. Interesting. Any sort of message I would assume somewhere around here. Yep, there it is. Aubrey Reed's first letter. Reed mentioned 4th of April 1908. My dear and beloved John, when you receive this letter you will be 35 and I'll be long gone. I feel a little silly writing you this first letter that you won't read for a few years. I struggled for a long time about how best to write you this, until I remembered the puzzle and riddles I invented for you when you were a boy. Oh, how you loved to solve those enigmas. Well, I found it would be a good idea to propose to you one final game. It will probably be less rewarding, no candies or exotic treasures for you, if you decipher the game, this time. But a greater treasure perhaps, the truth. This is my only attempt for you to explain why I chose to leave my family without an explanation. If you want to know why, simply play my little game. It's really up to you, my son. Rest assured that I love you. I promise my family was and still is everything to me. I remember the first time I held you and your sister in my arms, my treasures, my jewels. To see you grow up, play and laugh filled my heart with joy every time. I went back to our home. I could have killed to protect you, my son, my daughter, my wife, but fate found me in the end, and I had to make a tough decision. The worst was to disappear without a word. I decided to do it anyway, and soon I'll be gone for good. I don't ask for forgiveness, but for understanding. If you want to know more, all you have to do is remember how happy we were back in those days. If you want to find the message, think green grass and tall trees on sunny Sundays. From your affectionate father, Aubrey Reed. Green grass and
I
tall
remember
trees and
Sunday
sunny
walks.
Sundays. Alright. I'm assuming this is just something that tells us where we have to go anyway. Well, we'll maybe do that later. First up, balcony. Because I want to know if I can get into Mother's room like that. No,
I cannot enter.
I can look into it, but I can't get in. Yep. Presumably would have to kill her for that, which I'm not going to do. And we're gonna find... Wait, what is... Oh, that's just a bed. We're gonna go to our meeting with the Ascalon Club now. And it's left, right? Yeah. It's right this way.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
First of all, let's talk to
Good
some
evening,
people.
sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
Ooh.
I may have...
What do you have for me? No aluminium. Well, you're useless to me then. I've got some questions for you though.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
I'm afraid the newspapers are seriously underestimating the situation. Things are critical, believe me.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
I'm always down for a good steak, yeah.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
What's your home address?
Finding a good restaurant. Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
Well, that is certainly true.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
London's Lone Gourmet. What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure you'll take care of yourself.
Okay. What is in here? Calhoun's shop.
Please, sir, whether you need to buy something or not, I am happy to help.
It's locked, all right.
Okay, of course it is. Who
Have
are
you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Clarence.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Clarence Crossley. He's got a migraine. I don't have medicine for that.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
That doesn't answer my question anyway.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. The epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
What is this new battle?
Well, I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
Don't tell me he's becoming a part of Priun.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. And so many things have happened.
He's alive, but maybe she isn't.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Well, neither am I.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Okay. What are you doing here exactly? Is that Elizabeth's daughter? Looked like it.
Good evening, miss.
Oh my God, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
And she's healthy.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
I did.
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And
One day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Yes.
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Whatever that word means.
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time, even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously. And the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Of course not. You have nothing to fear from me, or your mother.
Good to know. And don't worry, my mother told me everything I need to know about vampire tricks, their nature as well as features.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Charlotte.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Alright. I do want to go around exploring a bunch more, but I did promise you that we'd go to the Ascalon Club, so we're going to do that right now. Just have a quick look around here where there's stuff to pick up, but it doesn't look like it, so let's go. West End Ascalon Club.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Dead bodies casually lying around.
Welcome to the Ascalon.
Arthur.
There has been quite a battle here.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr.
Can you say anything else?
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Welcome to the
Nope,
Ascalon.
he can't say anything else. What else do we have around here? This is quite the mansion. More collectibles. That's
It's locked.
I can't see anyone behind that. Then again, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of vampiric ability to make yourself invisible to my senses. Alright, we've got a door here. Okay. That just leads outside, apparently. Interesting. I guess I have to unlock this. Apparently not. Apparently that's always been open. I just quickly want to talk to her.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
Karina Billow.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reed?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
Just the usual then.
I must...
Alright, we're going back to the Ascalon Club. Upstairs. Where do I actually have to go? Back there. Alright. Interesting. Oh. No, it's just money. I thought there was a letter there. Alright. That room should be done. Oh, didn't want to go in yet, but fair enough.
Good evening. We repel the intruders
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
Here, here, here.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
She has proved to be helpful on many occasions.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why do you suddenly need me?
The Ascalon Club only recruits the best, and you definitely fit the bill. Your scientific and medical reputation alone would qualify you as a candidate.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. the good knight has been gone for so long.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
Well, I don't know if this is a good idea, but apparently we're joining.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
Not sure that would work like that.
Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
This looks way too much like some sort of cult for me to like being a part of it. Talk to Lord Redgrave.
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End.
I'm gonna see whether we missed anything around there. Like a good dagger, for example. Start. Yeah, it's an offhand melee weapon. It doesn't look better than Giselle's dagger. If you consider if that was on the same level, it would have 12 blood absorption. So it's pretty much useless to me, isn't it? Alright, Lord Redgrave.
2 nights ago. I thought it was Fergal coming back.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
True.
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. all muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
What do you mean, Jonathan? Of course he knows you killed him. You told him that 5 minutes ago.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it
too
bother
far
you
off.
that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
I have met peaceful and wise Skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
I shall do so. New citizens available to kill. I'm assuming Lord Redgrave is not one. Well, not one that I can kill at this level at least. I've not yet met the pillar of the city. That's interesting. Who else? There's still quite a few people I've not met yet. Can I talk
Good
to
evening,
girls?
Dr. Reed.
Apparently.
How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
Aloysius Dawson.
I feel perfectly fine. Do I have cause for concern?
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member. And a dying one at that.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
Oh, he's probably the pillar. Yep, he is.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret, shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Mr. Dawson? Of Dawson and Dawson? The wealthiest man in England? It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
He has a point.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
By doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as soon as they appear. A necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Seems like almost as much of a lunatic as Whittaker, just in a different sense. Actually, I forgot to check, but can I speak to those vampires? I'm assuming I can't, but I have to check. No, I can't. Alright. Figured. Before I go outside, I'll have to take a quick break. I'll be right back.